Are you struggling to return a list of elements using Spring WebFlux? You're not alone. Many developers face challenges when working with reactive programming. Today, we're going to simplify this for you. I totally get it. It can be confusing when you're trying to implement CRUD operations and you hit a wall with concepts like Flux and Mono. You're definitely not the only one feeling stuck. Let's dive into the specific question at hand. One user asked, how do I return a 404 status while using Flux in my Spring WebFlux controller? They want to know if returning a Flux always results in a mono of server response. Sound familiar? Let's explore this together. To understand this better, we need to clarify how Spring WebFlux handles responses. When you return a Flux, it indeed gets wrapped in a mono for the response. This can be a bit tricky, but it's essential to grasp this concept. Stay with me. By the end of this video, not only understand how to return a 404 status, but also how to handle your data in a more streaming way. To address the user's question, let's clarify how Spring WebFlux handles responses. When the user returns a Flux from their controller, it is indeed wrapped in a mono of server response. The user can return a 404 status by using the switch if empty method. This allows them to handle cases where no data is available in a more elegant way. If the user wants to handle each element of the Flux individually, they can use the flat map method. This allows for more granular control over the response. Finally, the user should ensure that their front end can handle both the list of elements and the 404 status appropriately. This will provide a seamless user experience. Fun fact, did you know that reactive programming can help you handle thousands of requests simultaneously? It's like having a superpower for your applications. Now let's look at the answers provided by other users. An alternative approach suggested by a user involves using the collect list and flat map functions. This method first collects the flux of people into a list. Then it checks the size of the list. If the list is empty, it returns a 404 status. Otherwise, it responds with a list of people in JSON format. Here's a pro tip. Always remember to handle empty responses gracefully. This not only improves user experience, but also helps in debugging. And there you have it. You now know how to return a list of elements with Spring WebFlux and handle 404 statuses effectively. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe for more tips and tricks.